we've attempted various things in our transport sector.
Yeah.
2007, the whole conversation about the BRT began, and it took a while for implementation to take place. But I look at it and I ask myself, okay, so we created the lanes, we brought in the buses and everything, but somehow enforcement and making sure that the system would work, it seems to have fallen by the wayside. What shows that we're going to have much more success, you know, with a new intervention in this? I mean, I'm all for modernization, you know, but then I'm looking at history and asking myself the question, you know.
I think that we, as I said last week, we joke with a lot of, you know, a lot of things, or we fidget with a lot of things. We try this one, try my queer. Let's see whether this one will work. Let's see whether the other one will work. Let's see whether this other one will work. You recall 2 or 3 years ago, we were having a discussion about doing sky trains.
Yes. Yeah. No. It wasn't that long ago.
Why are you like that?
No, it's transportation. It's a good idea.
It's transportation. You know, so we try with that. Yeah. And then, I mean, a whole minister who went to announce the thing, later when he was asked, he started saying, he started running away from it. $2 million and more went into that arrangement. Who did what? When and how, we don't know. No, and nobody is telling us, you know, as to, this is who got the money, this is the, you know, what the money went for, or, you know, we don't get any explanation to that effect. And like you are saying, the BTR, we've tried that one also. Earlier we tried with Ayalolo. Way before, we tried with the omnibus system. And omnibus was on its own. Then Kufuor brought in the
Kufuor buses.
The Kufuor buses.
The Metro Mass.
That became Metro Mass.
Metro Mass, yeah.
You know? Yeah. And how that is going, what is happening to it, and so on. We are not getting anything from that. We're playing with the train system as well. And Basa, okay? A while ago, we were told that, I mean, roads were supposed to be demarcated for some of these, you know, state-operated transport systems.
Yeah.
Again, STC is somewhere else. Its routes have been taken over by the VIPs and then so many others. You know,
well, I mean, it seems as though the private initiatives tend to be more successful.
Yeah.
You know, because if you look at the VIP system that's running, I mean, by all stretch of imagination, it looks pretty successful.
For the VIP, for doing, VIP, sure, right? Sure.
But I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what you think of.
But you know, what do you make of privatizing? An idea occurred to me the other day about privatizing our railway system. Because see, in America, what became of their railway system is because a private individual started it. Somebody discovered steel, or started operating the steel. Yeah. Somebody had fuel.
In a third world country, complete privatization of railway is practically
impossible.
I wouldn't even say impossible, implausible. It's going to be very difficult. Yeah. I mean, there are phases or the chain of transport service provision in the railway sector involves a lot. Okay, those that build the coaches, those that service the coaches, those that deal with the tracks, those that maintain the tracks. There are different components. So I am thinking that there are certain components that can be privatized, but the ownership of the tracks and the maintenance of the tracks cannot be given to a private company, seeing that there are national security implications. Now, this is the only country, the whole world though, that human beings in their right senses can wake up in the morning, dress like you and me, and go and take saw blade and cut rail tracks, cut and then carry it that they are going to do business. Yeah. You must be mad in your head to be able to do that. Yeah. And it doesn't happen anywhere else. Yeah. So I think we have a unique challenge here. Privatization, yes, but it has to be integrated into a state system which can be monitored properly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will have their own way. In times past, you talk about how private transport operations have flourished. I have a socialist view of this thing that transportation system should not be left in the hands of private people alone. The government must play a role. You understand? For instance, the role of checking, because you can't dictate how much people should charge. Okay. We all thought that state transport, STC, was history until Nana Akomia took over. Some CEOs may have prepared, the way, but visibly what we see today is a far cry from what we had seen 10, 15 years prior. Once upon a time, in the late 90s into the year 2000, we all remember the story of Vanef, where they cooked up this Vanef thing to take over.
And somebody took it.
to take over, and then we had now Vanef, STC, and all that. So what I'm saying is that we've been there before. Now, what Nana Akomia and his team are doing now tells us that if we are detailed and focused enough, we can turn the fortunes around. Okay. Now come to this new thing. The problem, again, Larry mentioned omnibus. Now, omnibus was, if you like, a social service more than a profitable thing. We're never going to make profit with omnibus. But it was required to aid transportation. As a country, we need to decide, can we sustain that? And I think the answer is no to all of that. We cannot. So how do we do the partnership so that there will be a win-win for both the state and the private sector? And there are models, scores of models in other countries. In the UK, for instance, all the red buses that you see on the roads, on the streets. I think the first thing that hits you is these are government buses. No, they are not. They actually belong to private companies. But these private companies are logged into the state system of transportation. So the state or the city owns the brand. You subscribe to it. So if you bring your bus is branded according to which city or state. But you own it still. But you are going to operate based on the guidelines. So I think that it's early days yet. But be that as it may, is a good step in the right direction. But there are systems monitoring that are required. That if we don't monitor the systems, this one too can be another failure. 100 electric buses. How do we maintain them? What kind of, what are the do's and don'ts? What can the buses carry? What can they carry? What times should they work? Who is qualified to service and maintain them? They can't just stop anywhere and somebody opens the bonnet and start putting things inside.
Kobe.
Everything, So I'm just saying, and then it comes to the ticketing. The issue of ticketing is a problem in every third world country, trust me. The issue of revenue generation is a major problem. And the way to resolve it is using the electronic system. Now, what is different here is that the electronic card that you have is linked to your Ghana card. It's actually linked to your, that's the major difference. You understand? So at any point in time, the system can generate by name every human being who is on the bus or who has been on the bus. And that is progress.
Major progress.
You understand? But I say, so we don't take it for granted. Now, how to integrate private transport owners into this system is another layer, which the story talks about, that they want to see if they can bring truck drivers and all these things. I see a challenge there if truck drivers are prepared to go fully electronic. because these trotro drivers, not all of them do proper accounts to their masters.
No.
I know you haven't been a trotro mate before, but
No, I haven't.
you also haven't had the pleasure of having a friend who's a trotro mate. Oh, that's a pity.
No, I
No,
haven't.
the question should have been,
No, I haven't.
have you bought a trotro before?
Yes. Yes, I used to board trotters all the time. Space car. The space car.
Oh, space car.
Oh, yes.
You mean the bus?
Yes, yeah.
From where to where?
Face to face.
From Circle to Kolebu.
Face to face.
Oh, yeah,
From
that's
Circle
correct.
to Kolebu, from Circle to Kaneshie,
That's
from
correct.
Kaneshie to Kolegono.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I used to board it.
Is it the King of Kings?
No, before King of Kings.
Or Bedford.
Oh, how?
Yeah, before King of Kings.
Before King of
The
Kings?
original space car, I don't even know what they call it.
Chololi.
Before Willowbrook?
They're Willowbrook ones.
Willowbrook.
Yes, Willowbrook. Yes.
Willowbrook.
Yes, those ones. Yes.
Hey, Mother.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's a while ago.
Then I salute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The man actually started Willowbrook services.
This I'm talking
No,
about.
Charlie, I
I'm,
salute again. When you mean?
I'm talking about.
No, we know what you are talking
93.
No. Willowbrook actually broke down in the early 80s.
Really?
Which is what gave rise to
but wait
King of
till-
Kings.
what-
So King of Kings was a mechanic in Odoko.
Yes.
He was the guy was a
Yes.
mechanic in Odoko
Yes.
who had made himself an expert in maintaining and servicing that brand of vehicles, the Willowbrook brand of vehicles.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it got to a point that they had to sell all the broken down vehicles to this man.
to him.
Oh, okay.
Now this man repaired all the vehicles and
then
started
started
King
using-
of Kings Transport Services.
Oh, right. But then
It happened
they
right
still
here
had
in Ghana.
The Willowbrook name on some of them.
Yes.
Their name was still
Okay,
on
okay.
some of
So
them.
you had experienced the post King of
The
Kings
post-King of
period. Salena Ghana though.
I see.
That's a whole library you just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we've seen different phases. You
Yeah.
know, you were saying.
But anything without electronic systems, we will run dry. Nothing will change.
Yeah.
Because people will steal. People will find ways of stealing. And these are the passengers who steal, the drivers who steal, the conductors who steal.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And it used to happen, look, when we were much younger in the UK, the African Americans, the black boys,
Yes.
Jamaicans,
Yes.
and they will steal anything that is stealable.
Yeah.
They sit on the train, you see the conductor coming, then they start moving away.
Yeah.
The conductor is walking small. You see one, two people. As the conductor approaches, they are moving to the next coach. They are moving. Then the next you see is that they stop at the next station.
Yeah, and then jump out.
And jump out. You know, people are likely to do that anyway. So I think this is the right approach. If it works, we have to extend it to other services.
Yeah, yeah. No, there was a time when I went to the UK and Ghana, we used to have a 50 peso coin. Was it a 50 peso coin? But it looked there was a gold coin that looked like a £1 coin. There was a gold coin we used to have that looked like a £1 coin.
Very
Oh,
thick.
the Ghanaians were using their boys from uni. They were using their coins in England until the English people realized that thing, and then they tweaked their system to be more specific, And
Yeah, but their environment is such that they are quite, proactive. They're able to research and know that, hey, this is happening here. Let's quickly rectify it. So they block the system.
Yes.
Over here, I mean, we'll be there lamenting as to how can we get this done. Let's set up a committee. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that.
That word committee it drains me.
Yeah.
Committee.
But the transport system, I think our approach has to be multifaceted. We can't just focus on road and think that is what's going to give us benefits. Because all we are talking about is road transport.
Yeah.
Okay? We touch on rail. Very,
The trains have arrived though.
they have.
I saw some
They
pictures.
were offloading them.
Oh, they are
Just this
offloading
weekend.
it.
They were offloading
Oh,
the trains.
okay,
Yes,
The
yes.
trains.
They're in town.
Okay. But then the interesting thing is that most of the tracks are being cut.
Yeah.
You did a story,
point.
yeah,
Yes.
Citi
Yeah.
TV did a story
Yeah.
about how a group of people went to Ajen Kotoku
Yes.
Yeah.
and then said that, they are supposed to be cutting the...
Look, it's been happening every day. in the Western region.
Yes.
People are cutting every day. Talk to your national security people, they'll tell you.
But then the strange thing is this, where this guy says that they produce a letter saying that it's coming from the deputy minister of railway development.
But you know that's not.
And then the police, the people, the community actually picked them up, sent them to the police station. The police said, oh, they've checked through the letter, and then the letter looked authentic.
Oh.
Later, the DCE in the area called the deputy minister, and he says, listen, I haven't issued any letter of assault.
But how can
Meanwhile, the tracks are gone.
How on earth can a deputy minister send
people to go and
random people to go and cut?
And
then
not
the
just any
police,
place.
police
Yes.
uniform actually believed it?
And not just
they
any
okay?
place. At Jenkotoku, it used to be one of the busiest, stations.
Well,
One of the busiest train stations in the country.
I think it's all coming together. I mean, look, we have, as in our lives, we haven't seen physically receiving real trucks, real cars or coaches
yes,
like this, feely like this before.
I haven't seen
At least now
anyway.
we've seen how many of them? 2, 3?
There were two that came initially, I think.
Yeah. I mean, look, Accra is not such a huge city. 2 can do a lot for us as we move. But if it works, it means that we can make progress. But look, I can be very radical. I think that the issue of rail tracks, cutting rail tracks, stealing transformers, Parliament should change the law so that you are giving life imprisonment.
Yes, I agree.
You are giving life imprisonment for cutting rail tracks, not because the rail tracks are expensive, but because of the damage it can do to human lives.
Yes. I think if we don't get aggressive like that,
I mean, the people who don't know what they stand to suffer if they do things like this, and then also the people who buy these things.
Also punitive measures.
It should be made. It should be made. Illegal to purchase from open market.
The steel companies.
That's what I'm saying.
They're the ones buying most of
the the steel companies should be treated like the pharmaceutical companies. You should account for everywhere you buy certain things. Pharmaceutical companies, they buy mercury, they buy all those things. The FDA will come after you if you can't account for even a milligram of it. They'll come after you, and that's how we should start.
But the electric cars, how do we charge them?
Oh, they have charging points.
Okay,
so we have charging points.
Okay. But we have the power to.
We do have the power. I mean, generating power for such things is not the most difficult because generators, we can even use generators to do that.
Power.
It is when it becomes large scale for everybody's use that, we may have to up our game on that. Ghana, we do have power. We just have been reckless in our distribution. I'm saying this as against other West African countries and what I have seen myself. We have been reckless and people are stealing power with what reckless abandon.